Okay, level 1 results are now out for May of 2022. The pass rate was 38%, so it's getting back up there. Not quite back at the 43, 44, 45, 46% range it typically was pre-pandemic, but it's certainly out of the 20s and the low 30s, pushing up to the 40s. I think we can say, okay, we're heading in the right direction there. This video is for candidates who passed and for those who did not pass. Let me take care of the ones who passed first. Congratulations, you're in the 38% that have passed. Level 2 registration for November is open until August 9th. So if you're thinking of making a run for November, you have till August 9th to make that decision. However, I don't really think you should wait till August 9th. If you know you're going to do November, you really don't have the time to wait till August 9th. The first exam day, November 22nd, it's an exam window, but to the first exam day is 138 days if you start now. Less 28 days for review. That gives you 110 days, 44 new readings. When I say new, you're just entering level 2. They're new to you. There's actually 47, but 3 are ethics, and you've already seen ethics at level 1, so, you just finished the exam, so maybe just a review of those 3 readings, but keep in mind that you still have them. So in this 110 days to get this 44 new readings done, that's 2.5 readings per day. On the learning ecosystem, these may be broken down into modules, which actually may be more than 44, but there are 44 topics that you have to get done within 10 sections. 2.5 days for each one. That is a quick pace. That's really no time off. The next window is all the way to May 2023, though. Registration for this opens in August. I have question marks here because I'm not quite sure what day it opens in August. It may even open late July. I'm not really sure. For some reason, I have August on my mind. I think it's sometime in early August or up to mid-August. And registration for the May 2023 exam opens. Personally, I think this is a fast pace. It is so fast that you risk not really absorbing a lot of the content because you have to get through so much in such a short period of time that it may not set you up well for level 3. So I would probably suggest taking more time. If there are words to describe the levels, level 1, typically a good word is big. Candidates to level 1 underestimate the size of level 1. If there is a word for level 2, it's challenging. It's a valuation level for all the asset classes, and it is challenging. It is quantitatively intense at times, although the exam has shifted more towards conceptual type questions than quantitative based questions. You still have to understand all of the quantification to be able to understand the conceptual ideas behind it. So, it does take more time than level 2. If you decide that you're going to take May, you have some time. So while you're waiting, there's no point in just sitting idle. The markets are probably the most exciting they'll be in a long time. We're going through a very challenging period. So just being aware of what's going on in the market each day, watching Bloomberg in the morning, make that your first hour in the morning, keep you very connected with the real world. Other things you can do on our site, there is a menu item called Jelly Beans. In there, you can click on documentaries, and there's a whole list of documentaries that are available from different sources, open sources on the web that are aggregated in one place for you. There's also a tab for interesting courses. You may want to watch one of those other courses. Most of them are from YouTube. I shouldn't say most. They're all from YouTube, but they're all in a playlist format. You can head over to YouTube to my channel and click on playlists and look for the market update playlist. I put one of these up every Sunday. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hour video, which is a very macro top-down view of where we are. And every week I try to apply something from one of the levels of CFA 1, 2, or 3. So even if you go back to the beginning of the year and you watch the market updates, every market update has some teaching content to it. Even though if you're watching a market update from beginning of February, yeah, it's dated, February's gone, but at least you could see how it played out, how some of the ideas and some of the predictions that we get to based on a top-down analysis play out. But you'll get a whole bunch of great sources that the retail investor can access without having any kind of subscription content, so that you have all of that kind of information that an institutional investor would have, as much as we can get for free. And there's lots of good free sources out there. So if you have time, you might want to go through that. Again, this is if you're going to be making a run for May 2023. If you're going to do November 22, you got no time for any of this stuff here. Another thing that you could do to spend your time with is the Applied Options course. This is listed at $275 Canadian right now, which is about $212 US. It's a 3-year subscription. It expires December 31st, 2024, because it is not complete yet. The full options module is up, but there are more modules going up. August, September, I'm adding 6 case studies, top-down case studies, based on different segments of the market. One of them is going to be mining and materials. I've already decided on that one. But August, September, 6 case studies are going up. And then through October, November, it is a macro top-down analysis. I'll also be adding a bottom-up analysis module, a Forex module, and a futures module, along with options on futures. So over the 3 years, it will build out to be well, imagine you take the 3 levels of CFA and you say, okay, well, they're geared towards an institutional investor. Well, what would it look like if it were geared towards a retail investor? Well, there's much in the 3 levels that wouldn't apply to a retail investor, and there's much you don't even have to learn. And some of the concepts you learn that's applied institutionally is a little bit different when you apply it retail. So that's really the undertaking that I'm doing. So this is called Applied Options right now. This will change. It'll be called the Applied Series, but it'll be heavily applied to the retail investor. It's 3-year access. It's $275 now. As I add each module, the price does increase. So when I start adding these, the price will increase to $395. If you get in at $275, that's all you ever pay. As I add more and more, you just get lucky that you only pay $275. Any new subscriber, once I start mid-August, will be at $395 Canadian. So if you want to see how all of this stuff is applied in the real world, you can watch the market updates every week, or you can subscribe to the Applied Series course. This has a lot more granularity in it than this would have. And just to sort of position it well, here's academia, and here's the real world. And the content sits right in here. Actually, let me draw that a little bit better. It sits like this. So that we take the theory from academia and only that stuff that actually applies in the real world, and I show you how it's applied. The CFA content at all 3 levels, I find, is one of the best aggregations of practical knowledge that can be carried from academia into the real world. But it, again, has a very institutional orientation. This is going to have a very retail orientation. So there we go. Congratulations on passing, and if you are going for L2 for November, you can forget everything down here. You don't have time. You got 44 readings, 2.5 days per reading. You pretty much have to start now. Okay, for those that did not pass, don't beat yourself up. 62% are in that camp, and I am willing to bet that you did not pass because you underestimated the size of level 1. And you ran out of time, that you didn't have good time management, or you didn't think it was going to be that big. It's not a reflection on your ability. It's more a reflection of your underestimation of the level. When I ask candidates who didn't pass, what was your biggest reason why? It was always, I didn't have the time. I didn't have the time. So make sure, you're gonna do it again. Just make sure you give yourself enough time. So you did not pass. If you were our subscriber, if you were using our content for May 2022, log back into the site, look at the left menu, find My Account. Once you click on My Account, you'll get a new window up and you'll have these options. Here is the option you're looking for, the 1 fee to pass. Click on that and it will ask you to upload a few things, and it will extend your access for free to your next exam sitting. It's called a 1 fee to pass. All our subscriptions, by the way, have this feature. What I would also recommend is we do have this feature available too, academic counseling. It's $65 Canadian. That's only for subscribers. If you're not a subscriber and you want academic counseling, it's 100 Canadian. It's 1 hour. And you will meet online with a recent graduate of level 3, a charter holder who is working in the field, who has passed all the 3 levels and is a charter holder. And being that they've gone through it, they're in the best position to talk to you about it, because they had to go through it. They had to juggle work, they had to juggle life and juggle this at the same time. And they did it. They must have something that they could tell you, right? So they can look at your results and they can give you some advice about how you can structure your studying, how you can approach the content, depending on what your results were like. If you were, here's the minimum passing score, and if you were just here, you probably don't need any academic counseling. You just ran out of time. You're probably going to want to sit for the November exam. You can't take the August exam because you can't sit in contiguous windows. So being that you sat in May, you got to sit out August. You can take November. You're going to make a run for November because you're inches away from a touchdown here. So you're going to do it again. If you're way down here, though, yeah, something went wrong. Something went very wrong. And if it's just that, well, look, I signed up with a month to go, I hardly had the time to do it, and I thought I'd write it anyways, well, you know what your problem is. But if you gave it your all and you don't know where to go from here, 65 Canadian. This is, again, only if you're a subscriber can you get that. If you're a non-subscriber, you can still get academic counseling, but it's 100 an hour. We have mentors that pick up these sessions, but they work full-time. So it's not as if we have hundreds and hundreds of hours available for anybody and everybody. First pick is always to our subscribers, and then whatever's left over, if you select the academic counseling for 100 and it allows you to buy it, that means there's a session open. If it stops you from buying it, that means it's done. I strongly recommend that if you feel a little bit lost, if you feel that you need some more structure. If you did not sit for the exam, so we've got the passed, we got the did not pass, and we get the did not sit. Roughly about 15% of candidates, by the way, that sign up for the exam never show up. They don't sit. And if you were one of our subscribers and you did not sit, use the Contact Us option. Just go to the website, contact us, and just write us an email, and somebody will take it from there for you. So here are your options for those that did not pass and did not sit. You have November and February. If you did not sit, either you didn't prepare or you did prepare but you knew you wouldn't pass. Maybe you just needed more time. My recommendation here for the did not pass and the did not sit, who were at least prepared but knew they wouldn't make it, is you're going to take November because it's the same content. You don't have to worry about any new readings or a change in focus, because the February exam, once you get into 2023, there is a change in focus in the learning material. Not a change in the content. There are changes in the content, but it's a change in focus as well. For November 2022, it's the same content with the same focus. This is my recommendation. It's not as if you're starting from zero. You've already done quite a bit. You just have a little bit more to go. If you're going February 2023, it's mostly the same. There are some readings, they called modules now. I should start to use the language. There are some module readings were on average 40, 50 pages. And a reading now is being broken down into 3, 4, 5 modules. They're nice little small little modules that you can get through in one sitting, as opposed to a reading where you got to spread it out over a couple of days. So one reading breaks out into 4 or 5 modules. So there's some new focus with some new content that you'll have to get through. And it's a lot more conceptual. Not so quantitatively driven as it used to be, but being that it's a lot more conceptual, it relies less on questions that just that you can get through with memorization. There's fewer of that kind, or at least less of a focus on just rote memorization, that you really have to have the understanding because they're more conceptual questions. So that's probably going to require a little bit more effort on your part, a little bit more time. So if you are making a run for February, keep in mind it is an incremental step up, because you're going to move away from a lot of questions that might have relied on just, well, I remember this, to I now have to understand the relationship between this versus other variables to get the answer to this question. Also, I'm going to show you on the site some extra support we have if you are registered for the November exam and have subscribed on our site as well. We do offer tutoring, and the tutors that we use are charter holders who work in their particular field. So if you say, well, I need some help with fixed income, and you want a tutor to get you through fixed income, the tutor that will be selecting your tutoring request will be working in fixed income. All of them have jobs. They're not pure academics. They're practitioners that do this to help out, to give back. And at a very low rate, 65 Canadian, this tutoring rate is probably the lowest tutoring rate you will find globally anywhere for a charter holder who is a professional, who is working in their field. It's about $50 US, 65 Canadian per hour. This is not open for everybody. You have to be a subscriber to access these tutoring hours, and we only have so many of them. Once they're gone, they're gone. Typically, when somebody registers for level 1, they will add 5. We've had some that have added 20, 5, 10 hours of tutoring. They don't know when they're going to schedule them or when they're going to use them. They just have them there in the bank that they're going to use them at some point in time. But because they bought them, we know that that's a certain number of hours we don't have available anymore. So it slowly decreases the amount of hours available till we're all sold out. By the way, if you do sign up for level 1 for November and you add 5 tutoring hours, and let's say you only use 3, 2 of those tutoring hours will carry over to level 2. So you don't lose them. You don't lose them at all. Also, we have a whole bunch of free office hours. I'll show you the schedule for the August exam right now, but the schedule will be replicated again for the November exam. We do get good attendance at these, but considering the number of subscribers we have and the attendance we have, the attendance I think is extremely low given the number of subscribers we have, that if you are not using these sessions, you're just disadvantaging yourself, because these are open sessions that anybody can attend. You can ask any open-ended question you want for whatever the topic is for that period of time, and somebody will answer you. And maybe you don't even have a question, or maybe you don't even know that you have a question until you hear somebody else ask it and you think, hey, that is a good question. I never thought of that. And then you hear the answer and you go, I wouldn't have even known to ask that question. So sometimes just attending them and lurking in the background and just listening while it's going on can add a lot of value. So let me show you that. Okay, when you get to our site, across the top you have some options here. If you click on the CFA option, you'll get to this screen. Select exam level, select the 2022 level 1 package. And there is this one here, 315. If you're selecting 2023, just so that you're aware of this, 2023 does have a price increase. It's 380. But we've also upped the features of the package as well. The 2023 subscriptions, all of them are 1 fee to pass, but you actually have to write the exam to get the one fee to pass. If you decide, well, I'm just not going to write the exam, well, that's not on us. That's kind of on you. So what we've done for all the levels going into 2023, because we had no choice, we had to raise prices. Inflation is everywhere, right? And in raising prices, we said, well, let's try to add some value at the same time. It now covers you if you were registered for an exam but you didn't sit. That's okay. We cover you. We'll extend you to the next window. So that's an extra value that's added into the price. That's still $3.80 Canadian. The Canadian dollar is super low right now. The US dollar is super, super strong. So converted to US dollars, it's not that bad. Let's look at level 1. And you could just click on this and off you go. On the side, we have a bunch of options here, a bunch of menus. You can open up the menu item, just click at the top here. Here are office hours, and we can just scroll down, and for level 1, you can see the type of support that we provide for derivatives. We have 2 open tutoring sessions, which means you can attend. They're live, and you just show up. We use Vimeo Live for this. You have to log in to get access to it. And there could be 30, 40, 50 people online, and you just type your question in, and the person that's moderating it will go down through the list of questions and answer them as they come. So derivatives has 2 sessions. Ethics, there's a review. There's 1 session for the ethics review, August 13. We try to push it as close to the exam as we can. Fixed income, there's 2 sessions, 1 on valuation, 1 on risk and return. There's FRA. These are the 2 more difficult readings in FRA. Usually what we do to determine, well, which readings are you going to have office hours on. The comments section, we can just add up all of the comments through all of the readings, and then we could just look at the top readings in each section. Usually 1 or 2 readings in each section make up 70-80% of all the questions asked. That's how we get to these 2. In quant, time value money, sampling and estimation. And in the final weeks, look what you've got, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st here. Plan your 2-week review. There are 3 sessions coming up for that. And exam technique, exam day and what to expect, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th. We have 3 sessions on that as well. So that'll be sitting right in front of the November exam as well. This is sitting in front of the August exam. Once the August exam is done, all of these dates will change to let you know when in October and November this is happening. For level 2, for those of you that are still on for level 2, that have passed level 1 and making a run for level 2, again, we have open sessions that you can attend. This is part of your subscription. It's free to attend. Forward commitments, contingent claims, derivatives are rather challenging. For fixed income, arbitrage, free valuation, and bonds with embedded options. FRA, pensions, multinational operations. These are the 2 that cause the most difficulty. Quant, multiple regression, and time series analysis. And then the same thing, plan your 2-week review and exam day, what to expect. So there's lots of support beyond just the videos, because you get the videos, you get the question banks, there's some interactive tools, you get the mock exams, you have the office hours here. We have subsidized academic counseling for $65 Canadian an hour, subsidized tutoring for $65 Canadian an hour, but those are limited. And then we have these open sessions that are free as well that you can attend, and you can ask whatever questions you want. And the session, they're usually about an hour and a half. Usually you can get all the questions done within an hour and a half. I do the ones at level 3, and sometimes those can go on for 2.5 to 3 hours. For level 3, I just say, look, I'll stay on till all the questions are answered. Some of the people doing this they have lives. They're not like me with no life going on, right? They have lives, they have schedules, so usually they'll stick close to the hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Anyways, there you go. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, you can either use the contact us on the website, or you can ask your question in the comments section below this video, and I or somebody else will answer your question for you. That's it. Oh, one more thing. If you are going to make a run for November, don't wait. The sooner you start, the better off you're going to be. You can't fall into that trap of saying, well, it's only July, the exam is to November, I don't have to start till mid-September. Because chances are you did not pass this time because you didn't give yourself enough time. When there's only 2 weeks left in front of the exam, ask yourself, how much would you pay for 2 more weeks? Well, that can't happen. The only time you can buy more time is now. You can buy more time by starting 2 weeks earlier than you think you want to start. That's how you get more time. That's how you get 2 weeks for free. It's free, right? Okay, that's it. Well, sorry, I thought that was it, but I just remembered after I said that's it. I said, oh, I didn't say anything about this. If you are going on to level 2, or if you say, listen, I'm not going to do level 2 till next May, what I am going to do though is I'm going to review level 1 because some sections I didn't do well in. If you select the level 2 package, you click on CFA, select the level 2 package, and if you scroll down here, you're going to say, see this, how the current level references the previous level. If you click on that one, how level 2 references the level 1 reading. So level 2 quant is supported by level 1, and here are 3 readings that you really should know, and level 2 quant becomes a lot easier. For economics, currency exchange rates at level 1, and it gives you the readings, and how level 3 references the level 1 and level 2. And I've said this before, at all times you are preparing for your level 3 exam, even if you're writing level 1, because you cannot get the charter until you pass a level 3 exam. So from the time you start, you're actually preparing for a level 3 exam. And the better you know level 1, well, the better prepared you are for level 3. So as you're going through level 1 again, you can say, well, hang on, there are some questions here. Understanding business cycles, monetary and fiscal policy, portfolio risk and return part 1 and 2 that are really going to help me understand this reading at level 3. At level 3, section 1 is supported by level 2, this reading, and level 1, these readings. Sometimes I have trouble reading my own grids. But anyways, there it is for you. You can look at which readings tend to carry forward in terms of the understanding that you're going to need. It's not a learn it and forget it at each level. Some readings are. Some readings at each level are learn it and forget it, and you can move on. Anyways, now I'm done.